Yo, this is Ty, the official TAI. Welcome back to my channel. Today, in lieu of being purposeful, because that's what we do, right? That's what we do. Today, we got a couple different things going on. First of all, your girl can't sit for about 3 months, okay? So basically, y'all getting ready to go through this 3-month post-op experience with me. Yes, your girl went and got some things altered. I had some 360 lipo going on with a BBL. Yes, your girl did it. And yeah, I can't sit for 3 months regularly for a long period of time. So these videos getting ready to be live and direct, and it is what it is. At any rate, first of all, I have a list of 2021, 2022. Yes, y'all, pandemic EBT. So those states just opened up. Only a few thus far, but at least they opened it back up since the summer. As well as a background of the child tax credit extension. Is it going to be one? Is it going to be actually for a whole nother year? Or is it going to stop December 15th? Stay tuned to find out when your last payment may or may not be. Then I'll even break it down for you on how much you can actually expect that tax time. A couple scenarios such as suppose you don't claim that same kid that you've been receiving a child tax credit for next year at tax time. And to be honest, there's really no stimulus update to be giving you at this point. The White House has literally taken a halt to continue to fight amongst themselves, the Democrats as the majority at the moment, and not be able to kumbaya or come together at this moment in order to sign the reconciliation process, the second half of this Build Back Better plan. I'm saying the Americans need help now. But of course, I have your December emergency SNAP allotments. Yes, there's a lot of states and dates for December's emergency SNAP allotments, as well as the 2021-2022 pandemic EBT for this current school year, not just last summer. And please know I am not a tax advisor nor a professional. This here is all for entertainment purposes only. So don't mark my words, consult with. Welcome back to my channel. Do not worry about what's really going on in Congress and effects to the government shutdown. Because the government shutdown actually wouldn't even affect the essential services from the federal government, such as child tax credit for December 15th, Social Security and Medicare payments for the month of December. And secondly, nothing is pretty much productive that's going on at Congress right now. The Democrats still aren't all in agreement, you know, Mr. Manchin or whatever. They're still not all even in agreement to pass a reconciliation process, which is when all the Democrats have to come together as one team, you know, the Democratic team, party, and actually implement or make sure that the citizens are actually taken care of. Instead, somehow, hold on, baby. Instead, somehow, Joe Manchin is now being, swayed to the Republican side, which it seems like he was already going that way anyway. Let's be real about that. However, it seems like he's being swayed more by some Republicans with false numbers. False math, I should say, is what is being quoted as by the Democrats. Pretty much they're giving him scenarios of how money is not going to be able to be accounted for, but they're using numbers that are false numbers. Anyway, I'm not getting into that. Y'all Google it or watch the news. Anyway, what has been handled by the Democrats, however, is the government shutdown ended well. Everybody's cool, right? All right, just want to put that out there. The debt limit is almost completed, so that way we don't run out of money. Yeah, it's going to have to be increased. It is what it is. And it's not just because of this one Democratic Party. Because of this one Democratic Party. The United States has been going into debt for years. Actually, a couple times during the last administration. But we're not here for that again, right? But we're not here for those details again, right? However, this time we do need the Democrats to come together. All right, y'all. Now back to this child tax credit and the remaining balance, or child tax credit, whether or not it's an extension, or child tax credit and whether or not this is our last payment, or will we even be getting a payment for the month of December. Well, rest assured, child tax credit and other essential services from the federal budget have already been accounted for. So a government shutdown would not have affected it anyway, even though the government shutdown is handled now, right? Everything's all good. Other things that's also accounted for is Social Security as well as Medicare checks. Just wanted to put that out there. But anyway, back to child tax credit. Will we be receiving December 15th payment? The answer is yes. We will be receiving December 15th payment because it was already accounted for. We're good. However, since the second part of the stimulus package has yet to have been approved or anything at this point, since the Democrats can't get along, reconcile for the reconciliation process. Anyway, Since that has yet to have been done, the last payment of the advanced child tax credit, or these monthly payments that we're all used to getting of the child tax credit at this point, will end after December 15th. So yes, you will receive December's payment, but that's it as of today, as of right now, I should say. That difference you'll then get at tax time when you file in 2022 for 2021. Okay, however, if you've been receiving these payments for the past 6 months or so, and you do not claim this child next year, you will then be owing all those payments back that you received in the last 6 months. Just want to put that out there. Message. One thing that sucks about all this is that 10 million kids may be forced to be pushed back into a low-key poverty state again without having these monthly payments. So comment below. Have the child tax credit monthly payments actually helped you or hindered? What do you see in your community? Comment below. Also, just wanted to let you know, dollar-wise, are you going to end up getting a less amount that you normally get? What amount is it, and how much should you be expecting to get at tax time? First, let me take it back a step. In the last administration, the Trump administration, he then boosted the child tax credit up to $2,000 per child across the board, 17 under, whatever, right? Long as you were working. Then President Biden then one-upped him, basically. If your child is under the age of 6, you now get $3,600. And if your child is in between 6 and 17, you would then get $3,000. And there's some other stuff in there too for if your child is a full-time student in college, as well as under the age of 24. But we'll get to that part later. That's like a $500 payment. But anyway, we'll get to that later. With that being said, $2,000 is what Trump originally gave us. So if anything, it may well divert back to that if we don't end up getting the child tax credit extended for another year, basically. However, rest assured, don't worry. You're going to get this other half, either the $1,500 or the $1,800, because that's pretty much how much we've all gotten if you received it for the last 6 months. Now, for whatever reason, if the IRS skipped you for a couple payments during this last 6 months, boo-boo, don't even worry about it at this point. You'll just follow that tax time, right? Right. So again, if your child was in between 6 and 17, you now get $3,000 for that kid, not $2,000 from what Trump had originally given us, okay? So that's a $1,000 boost. So $1,500, you got that throughout the last 6 months if you got the full amount. The difference, the other $1,500, you'll then get at tax time next year when you file that same kid on your taxes, right? Because if you don't, like I said, you're going to end up owing that money back. Moving forward, if your child was under the age of 6, that $3,600, half of that is $1,800. If you received that full payment or so between the last 6 months, that was $1,800. The other difference of the $3,600, which is $1,800 again, you'll get that at tax time when you file that same kid that you've been receiving it for message at tax time of next year. Again, if you do not file that kid that you've been getting child tax credit for, boo-boo, you may well end up owing that money back to the government. Just want to put that out there. Anyway, if you do have a child in between the ages of 18 and 24, go ahead and look it up. But you may well be also eligible, income driven and all that good stuff. If your child is in college, enrolled, again, you would also be claiming. And again, you will also be claiming that child. That's exactly how the IRS would know if you had a child that's currently in school within the age requirements. And I believe it's a one-time payment of $500. Again, educate yourself, look it up. And if you had a child that was just born in 2021, next year in 2022 for this year's taxes, you will then be able to be paid or reimbursed for that child, long as you, of course, are within income guidelines. So yes, look forward to $3,600 if you actually have a newborn child. Also, if there's some other situations going on, if you inherited a child somehow or adopted a child, depending on income requirements, you may well also be eligible. Have your December emergency SNAP allotments: Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Colorado, Washington, D.C., Delaware, Georgia, Guam, Hawaii, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Michigan, Mississippi, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, Virginia, Washington State, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. No states, do you ask? Alabama, December 30th, Alaska, December 3rd through the 31st, Arizona, December 2nd, Colorado, December 5th through the 10th. Check your cards. Washington, D.C., your regular issuing dates. Delaware, December 17th, Georgia, December 27th through the 30th, Guam, December 17th, Hawaii, January 12th, Illinois, December 21st through the 29th, Indiana, December 5th through the 23rd, odd days only, Iowa, December 1st through the 10th, Kansas, January 15th through the 24th, Kentucky, December 2nd through the 19th, Louisiana, December 4th, 11th, 18th, 23rd, or the 30th, Maine, December 10th, check your cards, Maryland are stating all month long, Michigan, December 18th through the 27th, or January 10th for the last run, Mississippi. Okay, with the technical difficulties, Mississippi, we have December 2nd, New Hampshire, December 5th and the 21st, January 5th or the 25th. New Jersey, December 1st through the 5th, check your cards. New Mexico, all month long. New York, they're saying December 14th through the 28th. North Carolina, December 22nd through the 31st. Ohio, December 14th. Oklahoma, December 10th through the 15th. Oregon, December 10th, 29th, or January 3rd. Pennsylvania, December 16th through the 30th, or February 4th for the final run. Rhode Island, December 3rd. South Carolina, December 1st through the 19th. Tennessee, December 1st through the 20th. Texas, December 1st through the 7th. Utah, December 31st. Virginia, December 16th. Washington State, December 1st and 2nd. Check your cards. West Virginia, December 2nd or final run January 12th. Wisconsin, December 18th or final run February 19th. And Wyoming, December 2nd through the 5th by last name only. Again, that was your December emergency SNAP allotments.
And the moment we're all been waiting for, the PEBT for school year 2021-2022. However, I do want to let you know, for the state of Alabama, remember your summer pandemic EBT that was supposed to have been $375 summer pandemic EBT? You're supposed to receive that.
Technical difficulties again, but yes, you were supposed to have received that back in September for the summer pandemic EBT, and now they're saying you actually should have received that on December 9th of 2021 for the summer pandemic EBT for the state of Alabama. So check your cards. Moving forward, for the 2021-2022 school year pandemic EBT, the states are slim, but as follows: Indiana, Michigan, Minnesota, New Mexico, North Carolina, and lastly is Ohio. So those dates do you ask? Indiana, the first 2 weeks of December for child care as well as school age students. Then you have state of Michigan. It says on a monthly basis. The state of Minnesota, 2 phases from September to December 2021. That'll then be paid out in February of 2022. From January to May of 2022, that'll be paid out in June. And then from June to the summer, it says that payout should be out no later than August of 2022. Moving forward, New Mexico, if your kids are already living in a SNAP household that already receives food stamps, you should be receiving that in between January and February of 2022. However, if you're not a normal household that usually or automatically or is already enrolled in SNAP and food stamp benefits, you are still eligible. They just didn't give a date just yet. So stay tuned for that. Also, the state of North Carolina, they're saying by the end of January, for 2021-2022 pandemic school year, PEBT school year. And lastly on the list thus far is Ohio. End of December for November's benefits and the end of January for December's benefits, and so on. Again, that was your school year 2021-2022 pandemic EBT.